This week's gospel is from Matthew chapter 20, and it is the parable that Jesus told about a landowner who requires laborers to work in his vineyard for the day. So the landowner goes to the marketplace very early in the morning and hires some laborers. He goes numerous times throughout the day and hires groups of laborers to come and work his vineyard. The last group that he hires is quite late in the day. The laborers put in a day of work, and then at the end of the day, the landowner instructs his manager to pay all of the laborers the same negotiated salary or wage, and to begin with the last of the laborers who were hired and end with the first who were hired. Of course, this didn't make the laborers who had worked a full day very happy that the laborers who worked a very short amount of the day got the same pay. The manager explained to the laborers that they received the negotiated wage for the day and that they shouldn't be jealous or resentful of the laborers who didn't work as long in the day. I think this parable speaks to a number of things, one of them being the generosity and thoughtfulness of the vineyard owner to pay all of the laborers for their day of work or their partial day of work, so that they could feed their families and pay their debts. It was thoughtful of the landowner to pay everyone what they needed. But I think the part of this parable that speaks most personally to me is the comparison between the landowner's generosity and ability to pay the laborers for their day and that of God's love being equal for all of us. I think the part of the parable that speaks most personally to me is comparing the landowner's generosity and thoughtfulness to pay the laborers for their day of pay, not based on how long they worked for that day, but just pay them the same amount. I think that's equal to God's love and His love for all of us, regardless of when we arrive or how long we have been, but that God loves us all equally and that we shouldn't be jealous or resentful of other people. God will love you the same whether you came first or you came last. This also makes me think of people who have maybe lost their way, or people who have only recently found God's love, or people who are in the RCIA. Anytime that we come to God and show Him our love, He loves us, and it's all the same. It doesn't matter how long it has been. Regardless of how long you spend in the field, God will love you and accept you into the kingdom of heaven the same as everyone else. That we shouldn't be resentful or jealous of people who have spent a short amount of time and received the same love from God. So as we read in Matthew's Gospel, so the last will be first and the first will be last.